Everybody has a story, but we never had the pen. When we get our mindsets in order, we change how that story ends. We change our thought process, the way we look at ourselves, we look at each other. We got generations of trauma that got passed down from our mothers. Call me Coach Bay, Kye Terese, Ree Invented, Arriva Doce, Project Chick to a mindset coach, and stop playing with these local jokes. I note to self, my PTSD is complex, I keep it on the shelf. I take shit out of context, I'm a work in progress, pick someone else. My anxiety is social, but don't think I won't approach you. Turn your water off and then coach you. And I don't know what provoked you, but take your mind on this journey. Let me roll you out on this gurney. The healing season in session, and we cracking down on depression and childhood traumas. First, let's forgive our mamas, especially if she lived a street life. You don't know what life taught her. You don't know how the game trapped her inside her head like an angry father. Carrying the world on her shoulders and lost her way, that's a heavy collar. Learn forgiveness. The key to unlocking happiness is to forgive. When stress is the number one killer, baby, tell me you want to live. Again, that's Ree Invented. What's up, y'all? This your girl, Ree Invented, with another dope episode of the Reezon Why podcast. This segment is called The Reason Why I Survive. Let's talk about it.
Well, first, let's define loyalty. So, according to the dictionary, loyalty is like a strong feeling of support or allegiance. Allegiance meaning loyalty, commitment of a subordinate, of a individual, or for people, or a cause, or what have you. What stood out to me is the long list of things that define loyalty. There was allegiance, there was faithfulness, there was fidelity, there was obedience, there was trueness, bond, dependability, dedication, consistency, duty, trustness. The list goes on and on and on. But what stood out, being obedient, is a sign of loyalty. And when I think about loyalty, I go within and I think about myself and my loyalty for myself, because that's a thing for me. Like, if you don't have loyalty towards yourself, how then will you have loyalty towards another? Disciplined with my way of life, with my eating habits, with my morning rituals, things that I've done, that I've been doing for the last 17 years, which is not easy to do. Right. Trial and error. I'm trying to do better every day, and I'm obedient with that. Right. You know, how my life, the new journey I'm on, and things that I'm doing to better myself as a person, being obedient and disciplined within myself, and wanting to attract like-minded individuals. So I start there. I start with myself, my loyalty with myself, hoping to find, or to attract people that, are doing that same thing, are loyal to themselves, and, just the whole thing. So that's what stood out. That's one of the things that stood out to me. The other one that stood out to me is dependability. Right? Mm-hmm. Show up. Can you show up for yourself? Can you be dependable for yourself? Are you on time, with your goals and things that you set for yourself? You know what I mean? Just things, just turn it back around and make it go back around to what you're doing, right? You want to start with yourself first before you look outward and to what people are doing versus what they're not doing. So I just always like to start with me. And what I'm doing, and what I see fit for myself, and then hoping to look for that in others. Because when you look at people and how they live their life, then it gives you a choice, not to be judgmental, but to have a choice to say, you know what, I can deal with that person, or you know what, I can deal with that person this way, or I can't deal with that person at all. So that's if I'm interacting with an individual and I'm watching how they live their life, and I don't feel like they could be close to me, then they won't be. If I feel like, we can, establish, not a friendship, if we can establish a, it's not a friendship. It's not a friendship, because something else comes before a friendship.
Like acquaintance?
Acquaintance. If we can establish acquaintance and get to know each other, and then we can do that. But if I see things in a person that I don't think is suitable for me,
Right.
then I won't. It's no need to even go into it. You know what I mean? If I see that person is not even showing up for themselves, how can they show up for me in any form or fashion? If I see having consistency in their own life, dependability towards their own self, what good are they going to be? That's like, I don't have time. Like at this age, in this phase, and on this journey of my life, I just don't have zero tolerance for me, and like in every area, because I don't really have time for it. I send love from afar, but I just don't have the patience or the time to really interact with that. And
it just doesn't work when you're not with your tribe. You know what I mean? Because it's like you're speaking gibberish.
Conflict. It's going to be always a source of conflict, because the thing is, the only way you can learn how to meet people where they are is by meeting yourself where you are, trying to understand you, trying to understand yourself, trying to love yourself, trying to care for yourself. And in return, it makes you understand when people are at different levels in their life. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people ain't ready to process the fact that you no longer want to deal with drama. That's why so many people get friendships and relationships and stuff and starts to dwindle, because instead of that person understanding that this person just trying to grow in a different way, they take it personal, like, oh, they must think they better than me, or they think they all of that, or woo woo woo. In reality, once again, you're just trying to elevate. You know what I'm saying? Do what's best for you. Be a better version of yourself. And everybody not trying to be a better version of themselves. Some people really just stuck in survival mode. And the ones
that's why we have to stay with our tribe and people that's doing what we're doing, because it's like, once you're on the healing journey and already, is starting to make improvements and, self-awareness and all of that, it's like you're starting to heal. So the people that is operating from the unhealed mindset, they're going to see, everything through that lens, through that trauma lens, so you guys automatically is going to have conflict anyway, because it's like, you're trying to see a brighter side of it and like a different perspective, and their study like, no, but do you see that? They did this to me,
because now you're addressing your pain differently now. Like most people are still operating from their pain. They still want to operate from their pain for superpower. They want to operate from their hurt for superpower. Versus now, for me, I can't speak for nobody else. God is trying to teach me now that the old ways that you used to get through, you can't use those things anymore.
Right.
The old things you used to do to get over certain things, they're not working. You can't go back to any of that stuff anymore. You know what I'm saying? And that could be very difficult when you don't have the right people around you, pushing you, telling you it's okay. Things are going to get better. So for me, it's been a very aha moment for me, where so many different layers of myself are coming to the front, where so many things I keep learning about myself every single day. Like, we're just like, wow, I didn't know that would even, I just wasn't even prepared for what he was going to show me about myself and revealing me. It's to the point where he's revealing more in me about what I need to do than what anybody else is doing on the outside of me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I can't really fix and do what anybody else is doing. All I could do is work on the stuff that's in me, the stuff that triggers me, the stuff that I need to do for me. You know what I'm saying? On a whole nother level. So,
So do y'all think loyalty is unconditional, or like, is there times where that loyalty have to be like reevaluated?
I think it's from different standpoints though, because I feel like loyalty for, like, when it comes to a man out in the street and they dealing with that, it's a different type of loyalty for them. You know what I'm saying? like it's a different type. It's a kill to be killed. You know what I'm saying? Type thing. So it's different. I'm gonna say I feel like it's different rules apply to whatever the setting. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the setting is.
What you were saying, Tracy?
Well, according to John chapter 3, verse 16.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Uh-oh. Let's do it.
I'm just saying.
No, I ain't mad.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Look at it. She's like, so let me break it down. Let's do it. Let's go.
I love the word with it.
Tell me, can it be reevaluated? Break it down to us, sis. Teach us, sis.
I'm just saying, like, according to John verse 16, it says, "For God loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. So whoever believeth in him should not perish, but should have everlasting life." And that's the loyalty that the Most High have for us. It's unwavering, it's uncompromised, it's everything, right? It's no gray area. It's just straight loyalty. So for me, anything outside of that is really not loyalty, right? So then we got to question ourselves, right? We got to say, okay, can I show up? Can I show up? Can I show up 100%? Can I show up, and be the example that I'm supposed to be? Can I be dependable? Can I be obedient? Can I have trustfulness? Can I have a true bond? Then you question yourself, right? With all of these words that loyalty stands for, to say if you can cover all those areas, then okay. But if you can show up and you could be dependable, right? You can show up, you can be dependable. But when the conversation starts, can you be truthful in the conversation? Can you be truthful in that conversation? Or are you going to say
truthful to yourself?
Yeah. Are you now, okay, you show up, you're dependable, you show up, you're there, you get the phone call, you answer it, you're there. But when the conversation is had, are you truthful? Are you showing up? Is the loyalty there, or is it wavering? Because if it's wavering, it's not loyalty. It's not loyalty. You have to be able to just speak your truth, especially if you're asked. Because I'm a person, like, if you call me and you're going through, if you don't ask me, what do I think? I'm not gonna spit out things. I'm not gonna just start talking about your situation, quote unquote, on how I feel about your situation. You would now have to ask me, what do I think, and things like that. Because because I never want to make a person that's going through, like, I'm judging them, or I'm looking inward and I'm making them feel like some type of way. You would have to ask me, and then I could talk to you with my truth. But don't ask me and then I tell you my truth, and now you got a problem with my truth. Right. If you're not ready, that's what I'm saying. You have to know who you're dealing with, and you have to attract
your audience.
People. Because if you're not attracting like-minded people, then it becomes an issue. Because if I call you and I'm talking to you about an issue or a problem or a concern, and I ask you what you think, and you tell me what you think, even if I don't like it, I can't now take it personal.
Get mad at me.
Right, but people do it. And then they act like everything's okay, and they hang up, and now they got a problem with you. You see
and then they do the passive aggressive shit, and then they get back at you in another way, and that's where where it's like, I'm gonna get her, I'm gonna watch when the right time. Look,
so how can you be loyal? You know what I mean? People stop you from being loyal. You know what I mean? They stop you. So that's why I always reflect.
So that's what I was gonna get to. Like, what happens in that unwavering loyalty when people cross boundaries, where it's like, listen,
I won't stop being loyal, but I'll stop letting you have a certain type of access to me.
Right. There you go.
Because I can't change who I am, but I can't.
And I'm gonna still love you. Yeah, if I love you once, I always love you. Right.
Right. I can't stop you, but I will. If you probably will feel like I don't love you anymore, You'll probably feel like I don't, because that would be me now having to pull myself back
That.
because I can't stay connected to somebody that I can be my whole full self to.
Right.
And knowing that you are operating from a place that I don't like is going to shrink me, because when I'm around you, I can't do what I would normally do. I can't say what I would normally say. I can't be who I want to be. So I'm going to have to disconnect myself from you, because I'm being disloyal to myself, and I can't do that.
Right.
To keep you connected to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm going to love you. I want to see you happy, but just not connected to me.
Right.
So now I gotta
fair.
be away.
That's fair.
And that's where I have a lot of disconnect with people that I've had either some time with, whether it be relationship, friendship, or family. They often view me as a person that just, oh, but you just, and it's like, no, I'm not just. It takes me a very long time to get to that place with you. So if I get to a place where I feel like I no longer can have you around me, trust and believe in me. It's not something I just woke up and did. I contemplated on it, prayed on it, probably cried about it a few times, because if I love you, I love you. And nobody wants to release who they love. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you put me in a place where I had to release you, knowing that I loved you, understand that it was never an easy situation for me to let you go. But you were shrinking me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't touch me in a way now where I no longer will be who I want to be, which is
I need to be. Yeah.
Now I feel like I'm being fake, and I'm not going to jeopardize who I am and be fake to fit you in.
Right.
When it was your act of disloyalty that fucked everything up from the beginning. No, I can't do that. That's something you're gonna have to work within yourself. But I think that's where a lot of times, and I'm still learning that the hard way. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, you don't need 1,000,001 times for a person to show you who they is. You don't. It's
Right.
okay. I said that having a big heart and being a good person, shit, it's an amazing thing, but it's a dangerous thing as well. Because especially when you're out here in the world, people who don't identify like that at all, it's just,
like when I see selfishness, that's my first red flag, about that. Like, it's like, yeah, nah. What's up with you? What's up with that? Like, it'd be selfish. It'd be selfishness about stuff that you don't even need to be selfish about. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, yeah, I got my eye on you, because what is that? What does that mean? That mean you is like, yeah, this is the beginning, first clues of like finding out that you're a shitty person all around. You know what I mean? We be wanting to see the good in people so bad, and I'm first to admit I will keep people around longer than they needed to be, because I've kept seeing certain things, and I want the best for you, and I want to see, it's like, I come from a broken place, so it's like my loyalty to you will still allow me to a certain extent to be disloyal to myself, by keeping you around long past your expiration, after you done showed me who you are and what you're capable of doing. So that's where I'm still working on that, in my life. And it brings me to my next question. Do y'all think, that there are like, different levels of loyalty, and like, for different like people, different aspects of life, things like that. Like, so for me, like I can be, loyal to a job, but as long as up until I get a better one or a better paying one, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna show up every day, I'm gonna come to work every day and do that. But, when these folks come with that check I'ma just wish you well, so I can, but I was still loyal.
I want us to do anyway, though. So that's being about business and what God wants for us anyway. Be about business, So
right. So it's still, but I'm still talking about the loyalty though. Like, so like, again, like my loyalty, like what I'm saying, like, I'm not going to call out. I'm not going to do, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to show up every day. I'm not going to, be willy-nilly, oh, maybe I'll show up, maybe I won't. Like, I'm going to be loyal to you. I'm going to be there. But again, like, I will switch ships. However, to like, a friendship or a relationship, it's like nothing can make me switch up. And a lot of times, not even you and the bullshit that you do to me. You know what I mean? Like, so that's the part that I'm really working on with myself on, like how much is enough before I, like I'm working on seeing the signs, the warning signs ahead of time and acting on the warning signs way before the fire and the bomb blow off and the destruction happen. So that's what I'm working on. So again, do y'all think that there's different levels of loyalty and how do they manifest differently in different aspects of life?
I think I be thinking like there's a reason why people like us exist, Like I be thinking like, he put us here for certain reasons to be a part of certain things, to have a certain purpose. I think people who can remain who they are in a world full of fakes, a world full of people who are just trying to be everything but who they supposed to be, is like a real life human superpower though. You know what I'm saying? Because when you go through certain things, like how you feel like, you need to work on, certain things. I think we all could work on being better, having discernment about people, but I don't really think it's something to work on being a good person. I don't think it's really something to work on having integrity. You know what I'm saying? Because there always going to be some shitty ass person who is not going to value a blessing like that in their life. Yeah. I think you'll have more success stories than L's because you'll have people who will gravitate towards you and know that about you and know that, sometimes, like you were trying to say, sometimes people are on assignment and we don't even know it. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I don't really think, it's a bad thing. I think it's just the fact that there's just going to be some shitty people that you're going to come across. But the thing about it is that when you have a light like that, it's not just going to gravitate good people towards you. It's going to gravitate all types of energy towards you because anything good, people want to gravitate towards, People want a piece of that. People want to know what that feels like. People want to be in the midst of that. So I don't think you'll ever really fully be able to 100% be able to fix that part about you because, that's how he designed you to be. It's a purpose for why you're that way. It's a purpose why, he made you the type of person that wanted to reach out and touch people and give people certain things and build them up. If whatever you give, that person take and don't use it for fruit, don't use it then that's on them. That's nothing against your character. Because sometimes people are just really good pretenders. And that's what I'm learning. Like, people are really good ass pretenders. And people will connect to you for some of the shittiest reasons. And you don't even know why. But I always say, if I had to do it again, I probably would be the same person I was with them. Like, I wouldn't change because I'll just be the same person. The giving, loving person, the always giving you the chance, always want to see the best of you. I don't think I would be any different.
Right. What about you, Tracy? The levels.
The levels of loyalty?
Yeah, if at all. What is your take on that?
For me, it's no levels for me and loyalty. Loyalty is just loyalty. Point blank. Like, it's no levels for me. You're either loyal or you're not.
Like I was saying, like in the analogy that I used about like how I was, like I'll be loyal to a job, to, doing that. But then when the next one comes, but like, a job and, being loyal in a relationship is two different things. It's not like, the next man could come, with everything that you don't have. My loyalty is to you. You know what I mean? So that's for me. So that's why I was saying, like, would that, like in that situation, loyalty is loyalty, would you stay at that job because it's like you're loyal to that job and not taking another job for more money?
No,
Or is that a loyalty? That's a lower level of loyalty versus another, like a higher level, So I don't know, I don't even know if there's levels. I just wanted to see your take on it.
so loyalty for me, like I said, is loyalty for me is loyalty. Now, you talked about having a job and then receiving another job, being loyal to the job you're currently involved in, and then having an opportunity, right? Because missed opportunities most times don't come around again. So now you have to level up, a bigger salary, and yes, you can now resign because you have loyalty, to that previous job. So now you will resign with the proper, the proper work ethic, which your 2 weeks, and now you're moving on to the next opportunity, which you're going to be loyal to the opportunity. It's just ways on how you do things.
So now, in that same example, now to a man that you're in a relationship with, and he doesn't, you guys are doing good and whatever, but now another one come with, 10 times as much money and can put you in a whole different position, so like then what does that loyalty does then? Is that still an opportunity?
No, that's not an opportunity.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you don't.
So that's a different level of loyalty, because a job is not the same as your loyalty to your relationship. So that's what I was talking about, the levels of it, because yes, I will leave a job for more money, but would I leave my man for a man with more money and more, no. So it's like, it's on a lower level of like, yeah, I still am loyal to that job. And I went to work every day. I ain't miss a beat. I didn't, they could depend. I was dependable. I was, show up, all of that, was a part of the team, did my job. But then an opportunity came. But now in a relationship, it doesn't work that way. Therefore, I feel like it's on a higher level of loyalty, because no, opportunity can come, but that's not an opportunity for me because I'm loyal to this person.
But it's still for me. It's still loyalty. It's not for me. Just for me, it's no higher or lower. It's still loyalty. It's still loyalty.
So what would cause you to be able to leave the job and call that an opportunity and not a man that's richer opportunity?
Because in a job, you loyal to yourself. You loyal to the fact that you bettering yourself. Like you gonna show up and do this job, but you never forget the prize is you. You trying to level up. You trying to better you. So it's nothing personal. This is business. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm building a brand for myself. So
why is that not the same in a relationship?
Relationship is different. Business and relationship is different. That's loyalty.
Right.
Loyalty.
So, but if it's the same level of loyalty, then this doesn't apply.
It's different.
It's different.
That's what I'm saying.
You're talking about a work relationship. Now you're talking about a relationship.
So there's different levels. Right.
It's different things, but loyalty is loyalty. It's across
the board.
You're
just being loyal to yourself.
Yeah. Loyalty is across the board is loyalty. No matter what situation, it's still loyalty. For me, that's how I feel for myself.
No, I get that. But it's like in this situation, it's like, so how do you pick and choose what one isn't, like the relationship? Like, so in that situation, if loyalty is same, no matter what the situation is, if that was so, then that would mean that you would stay at that job and not take the.
No, that doesn't mean. That doesn't mean that. That doesn't mean that. That means that because you have loyalty to that job, you're not gonna just you're not gonna just leave and not show up to work anymore because you received another opportunity. Because you're loyal to that job, you're gonna have the proper etiquette once again to say, okay, I found another position. Here's my resignation letter. You're going to have a face-to-face, and you're going to follow up with a letter of recognition because you have loyalty to that job. If you didn't have loyalty to that job, you just don't show up again. You don't care to hire anybody. You don't care to train a new person that's coming in for the job that you're currently doing. You don't care. You have no loyalty to the job. You're just going to dissipate. You're not going to show up. You're not going to care to explain. You're not going to answer your phone for them anymore. You never had loyalty.
So a rich man comes up, and then I prepare this new man for his new role because I'm leaving this assignment. Like, why is it different?
Yeah,
Why is it?
and love is too different.
To some, it's not though.
Loyalty.
But that's what I'm saying. To some, it's not, because they will leave. The relationship will be another opportunity.
They never have loyalty.
How does they not have loyalty to the job who found a better opportunity and not to the relationship?
Because with the job, you never lost loyalty. You just chose the loyalty that you had to yourself, to bettering yourself. As far as the relationship, loyalty to the relationship is, I'm not going to switch up on you just because something brighter and shinier came better. This is beneficial to me. Still, this is beneficial to me. The relationship is beneficial to me. This job was beneficial to me for what it is right now. I'm moving on because this other job is even more beneficial to me. But
if it's on the same level of loyalty, how do you make that decision? That's why it goes back to the thing. It got to be different levels of loyalty. Like the job, because of the circumstances, not necessarily in the intensity of the loyalty, meaning this job.
But you stay loyal to your man that you have because of the circumstances, because you have a certain bond with him. You love him. I have these. It's the circumstances that keep you loyal to your man, as opposed to somebody else coming around and dangling all shiny and new to you. You're not just going to give up on certain things that you and this person had. Well, some people ain't just going to give up.
That's what I was going to say. I just wanted to get y'all opinion on how that.
Like, you don't know if this shiny person is the shitty person. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could be the richest man in the world, but have no morale, poor in respect, poor in integrity. You feel me?
Whereas I said that, and only because I've turned down positions or bigger jobs or opportunities that came with more money or better, that looked like it might have been a better opportunity because of that. It's like you don't know what that is on the other side. It looks good right now because you're on this side. It might come with all kind of shit. A horrible ass manager that's going to be riding your ass. All kind of stuff. Co-workers. Everything. All the type of uncomfortable work environments. You know what I mean? So that's all. I just wanted to see y'all perspective on. Just based off of this, I do believe that there is a different level of intensity of the loyalty that I have in certain situations. Not like, oh, I'm only going to be loyal 50%. It's like, no, in this situation, this 100% of loyalty to this job still allows me to go and get a better opportunity. But it doesn't take away that I wasn't loyal to them. However, me 100% loyal to this man does. Like, you can't, you just can't do that ethically or morally, or you know what I mean? So that's all with the different levels of it. I don't know. What about loyalty being rebuilt or regained after they lost it, after it's been broken?
Yeah, that's continue.
What happened to Grace? What happened to saving Grace? What happened to Grace?
Child, listen.
WWJD.
You can give grace from a distance, baby. You giving grace from a distance. I ain't God now. I'm human, so he know I'm gonna probably mess up a little bit. So listen, he give you peace. I'm just gonna break away. You feel me? Like,
so how does that differ from right there, you forgiving a man for cheating?
Again, I don't know
That's
that
disloyal. No,
because
that's
I never
disloyal.
experienced. I
Oh,
can't lie to you and say I don't know that.
you never forgiven a man for cheating?
No,
Yo,
no.
Kye is ruthless, y'all.
I've never forgiven a man for cheating. Like, no. And that's why I say I had to get to a place where I was honest with myself, because in the past, when I've dealt with that, I would still be there knowing damn well, now I didn't forgive your ass. That was just me being demonetized and thinking that shit was going to go away. But that shit don't go away. That's why I'm not going to participate. Like, once I know that there is another person involved, I'm good. I'm out, sir. Because I know I'm never going to let you live it down. I'm not.
Oh,
And that's just what it is. I'm not going to let you live it down. Why? Because I ain't out here entertaining nobody. I'm not out here making nobody look stupid. I ain't out here giving myself away. And that has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with the loyalty that I have to myself. Because I'm not going to just be giving myself carelessly away if I'm dealing with you. So if you can carelessly give yourself away, once again, that describes you have no loyalty to yourself. That's why you have no loyalty to me. So no, I do not forgive you.
Hey, I hear that.
Mm-mm.
What's your take on this, ma'am?
Yeah.
Because Kye is ruthless. Kye said, I said no. You got one shot, you're one and done. You're
Listen,
one and
everything
done.
else, listen, we can have whatever problems
Yo,
we want to have. But once you start swapping fluids with somebody else and it has come to the light for me, it's no longer comfortable for space for me. It's
really?
a dub now. It's a dub. Because once you've seen so much of it, and I've seen what that done to friends, family members. I've seen that. People, I don't even know what that does to people. And the world downplays it so much. That shit is humiliating. And it's so fucked up. And I'm not saying people who don't make mistakes, because yes, people make mistakes. My heart goes out to the people that are able to forgive and get by. Kudos to you, sis. Hoorah. Yes. If you can trust that man, hey, baby, listen. But listen, I don't know. I don't know it'll be safe for you to lay next to me. And I know that happened. I don't know. Stuff be going through my head. I might be thinking about it and shit. Like, no, I'm just, no, I'm still growing. I'm still growing. I'm sorry. So I can't really speak on that situation.
You said I'm a work in progress. I'm a work in progress. So what about this loyalty being rebuilt, Tracy?
Well, for me, like in the past, like when I was younger, like I would forgive. I would forgive a lot more. I was a lot more softer. Like I would forgive. I wouldn't forget, right? I'll forgive you, but I'm not gonna forget the action, the thing you did, the thing you said, whatever. But as I've grown, and as I'm growing older and I'm more mature, and I've been through a lot of different things with different people, as far as relationships, friendships and things like that. For me right now in my life, once you cross the loyalty line, I'm all set on you. There's no coming back. Now I can love you from a distance, but it's a wrap. It's all set. We all done. We done. Because the Tracy that I was back then, I was young, full of life, learning, and not, mature in the way that I am now. I'm still learning. I'm still full of life, but I've been through life experiences that have taught me. Once you cross the loyalty line with me, I'm all set. There's no reason for me to go back there. It doesn't make any sense. You see what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense. Not for me, maybe for others, but it just doesn't make any sense for me. I'm really at that zero tolerance thing. I'm really like, I'm so serious about the zero tolerance. I really don't have time. Like I said, if I see you and I see that you're disloyal in your own life. I don't even have no time to allow you to grow into your full capacity. That growing to your full capacity doesn't have anything to do with me. I don't have time at 52 years old. I don't have time. I need to attract the people that are dependable to themselves, loyal to themselves, and on that same way. Are there people out there like that? Of course they are. Of course they are. There are people out there who are showing up for themselves every day, who have high morals and characteristics and are trying to do better every day. The discernment and the discipline that I pray for constantly, I mean, it's just overwhelming how much I pray for discernment and discipline.
That's it. That's what I was trying to say, Kye. Not that I want to change who I am, that part. That discernment and discipline. Okay. I got the discernment, but it's like the discipline with it.
Yeah.
Because I see it and then I give them, I want to see the better. It's like, nah, I don't, maybe I can help them. You know what I mean? That type of shit.
But then you got to be careful. Yes. Right? You said you're an empath. Then you have to be careful because then you end up hurting yourself.
That's what I was saying. That's why I need the discipline.
Yeah, when you're supposed to be loving on yourself, right? When you're supposed to be caring for yourself, loving on yourself, right? Because when you let people in and you shouldn't have let them in, you gave them another chance, and you shouldn't have gave them a chance. Now you up at night, you feeling some type of way, you're sad, or you think about it throughout the day, and it makes you feel uncomfortable, right? And you start to have these feelings of sadness and loneliness and, all of these negative thinking that it's not even yours to begin with. It's not even yours because you allowed another person, you know what I mean, who you shouldn't allow back in. So you got to really put yourself first and just continue to just love on yourself as much as you can love on yourself. So you really have to put yourself up on high and really say, you know what? I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry.
Right.
Graceful, with respect. I'm not talking about anything nasty with it. You know what I mean? To hurt someone.
Just being real, just being honest. I have certain expectations of you, and you're not able to live up to them. I don't think you're a horrible person. I think you're an amazing person. That's why I wanted you to be a part of my life. But you can't seem to live up to the expectations that I have given you in order for you to have a place in my life. That's why when people always say, oh, well, you can't put unrealistic. There's no such thing. I'm not putting any unrealistic.
It's
being
right.
able to, exactly. I know the difference between unrealistic expectations and me expecting you to show up to be who you fill this application out to be. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And see, that's the problem.
We had an agreement.
Put who you are on paper the first time you show up. Because then that gives me the opportunity to stay in the lane that I'm supposed to stay in. And see, that's where
and put you in the lane where you belong, in the bucket where you belong.
Exactly.
See, I had you over here and like VIP, but you should have told me that you wasn't VIP.
Too much when you filled out for this position. You got me acting like I'm putting too much on you when you clearly filled out for this position, because I know me enough to know that I put down the duties of this position that you gonna play in my life, where you had the opportunity to say, you know what, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that. You know what, can we tweak that? Can we work around it? Because I could compromise. I definitely could compromise, because relationships and building is about compromising. But at the end of the day, I don't want you to shrink yourself no more than I have to shrink myself. But let's not wait till we further along in this relationship, friendship, or familyship, and now you feeling like you ain't supposed to show up and do your duties as to which. Here we go again now, applying for positions that you not fit for. Now I see that you ain't qualified, and I'm voicing that you ain't qualified. Now I'm the villain. And that be my problem with people. Don't make me out to be the villain when I already laid out certain shit. And this ain't got nothing to do with me being petty. This ain't got nothing to do with me trying to control nobody. This is what it takes to be in my life. This is what it takes for me to feel the way I need to feel. And that ain't got nothing to do with me not feeling that way about myself, but if this is what I need. Right. And I can respect you for saying, I can't do that. I lose respect when you say I can, and we get halfway through it, and now it's uncomfortable for you. I can't do it now. Wait. See, because now you backpedaling because you had time when we was both on neutral ground to be who you wanted to be. That's the thing. Just be who you want to be. Show up, because I could figure out what place you're going to be in my life. You don't have to hide who you are. You don't have to mask who you are, because I don't judge people. Like I tell people, I give you a clean skate from the beginning. That's why I take it so personable when you fuck up, because I don't go into shit like, oh, I'm just gonna love you a little bit. No, I love you completely the whole entire way. So I give myself completely to you. So when you do funny shit to me, now I feel a way about it, because you had the opportunity to be just who you wanted to be when you met me. And I know I made that clear for you. So it's either some shit you see in yourself that you couldn't show up and be who you needed to be. And now that I done called your shit out, now I look like I'm the bad person? No, because I showed up with who I was. I told you who I was going to be, and I never changed who I was. Yeah. Even when you switched.
That's something I need to take a page out of both of y'all books. Like, because I'm sitting here listening to y'all y'all some ruthless vatos. Boy, I'm telling you, like, what the hell? So like, I want to know, and especially like with Tracy, what you saying, you don't like, after that, like they showed you who they are, like you don't give them no second chance or whatever. Kye, you said it about the cheating, but like Tracy, do you feel like so like, but that's what I wanted to say. Like you said it in general. So does that also mean for like a man too? Like where you won't give them no forgiveness, like no nothing, like.
Nah, okay. So in man-woman relationships, right?
And then before you go any further, bring this all the way home. What is unloyalty to you? Like what? Like when you saying like the unforgiven and all of that. Like what is the unloyalty other than like cheating? That's the obvious. That's where.
And in a man-woman relationship.
Or yeah, and just in general, and and for women and for men, like. So while you're going into, does that changes if it's a man or a woman, like whether you will forgive or give them a second chance, you're not like, zero tolerance kind of thing. I could see that for a woman, but like say in a marriage, are you still like stuck on that? Like, no, I said one time and.
No. Okay, so and friendships, zero tolerance for
period. Yeah,
zero tolerance. Like I said, in my younger years, in my unmature years, when I wasn't as mature as I am now, as 52 years old, I would tolerate, allow females to play with me in my face. I would even overhear certain things that I wasn't supposed to have privy to, and still be like, whatever,
overlooking it. Yeah.
I let a lot of stuff slide as a younger person. Now that I'm older and more outspoken and it's like zero tolerance, I don't care what you say. I don't care what you think. Like that type of situation.
Period.
Yeah. So if you cross me in a way, far as loyalty goes, I'm all set with you. I'm going to love you from a distance, and you're not privy to my conversations. You're not privy to call me up, to vent to me. You're not privy for my loyalty. It's cut off. And when I cut somebody off, they're very aware of it. It's like right face. It's like, it's like, she ain't taking my cut. No, I don't.
Yeah, I said no.
I want you to know.
I said
no.
No.
It's a wrap.
You gonna know.
I've seen people who I've seen, and depending on how I feel, they say, "Oh, hey, Tracy," I'll look them right in their face and keep going.
Yeah,
I'm one of those.
Like
everybody has a story, but we
all
never had the pen. When we get our mindsets in order, we change how that story ends. We change our thought process, the way we look at ourselves, we look at each other. We got generations of trauma that got passed down from our mothers. Call me Coach Bay, Kye Terese, Ree Invented, Arriva Doje, Project Chick to a mindset coaching. Stop playing with these local jokes. A note to self, my PTSD PTSD is complex. I keep it on the shelf. I take shit out of context. I'm a work in progress. Pick someone else. My anxiety is social, but don't think I won't approach you. Turn your water off and then coach you. And I don't know what provoked you, but take your mind on this journey. Let me roll you out on this gurney. The healing season in session, and we cracking down on depression and childhood traumas. First, let's forgive our mamas, especially if she lived a street life. You don't know what life taught her. You don't know how the game trapped there inside her head like an angry father. Carrying the world on her shoulders and lost her way, that's a heavy collar. Learn forgiveness. The key to unlocking happiness is to forgive. When stress is the #1 killer, baby, tell me you want to live. Again, that's Ree Invented. Heavily represented. Check my resume. I'm her. Status presidented. Haven't sent it now. Where was I? Oh yeah, ADD. Talking about losing train of thought. Oxen free. My thoughts is too loud and I burn and brew loud. Personalities is clashing in my head. It's too crowded. I can't